Good morning, my dear students. I welcome to all of you to this session of refrigeration and air conditioning. Dear students, you know that we are discussing vapor absorption refrigeration system, where a lot of lecture has been taken, and in the last few classes we have taken VARS, vapor absorption refrigeration system, then your modified vapor absorption refrigeration system or advanced vapor absorption refrigeration system. Today we are going to discuss this is the last lecture of the vapor absorption refrigeration system. So this is our lecture number 21, comparison between vapor absorption refrigeration system. Also we will be discussing the aqua ammonia refrigeration system. We will compare this with the this aqua ammonia refrigeration system. We will compare, and you know that last class we have discussed this part. Okay, how it is operated, thermodynamic requirement of refrigerant absorbent mixture, selection of pairs, and the simple ammonia water vapor absorption refrigeration system also discuss, and the practical ammonia water vapor absorption system is also discussed. Now here in this slide you can see this is your lithium bromide absorption system, and this lithium bromide absorption system and aqua ammonia absorption system, the disadvantage advantage it will be discussed. So here you can see what happened in case of lithium bromide absorption system. We have seen that from the cooling water for cooling water reservoir, the water is pumped to the absorber section. Here you can see two shell in different pressure and temperature we can see here. So there's two shell you have seen here in this figure. These two shell, what happened in the shell number in this shell number 1, or you can see this is your absorber and evaporator portion is taken, and in the small shell condenser and generator is placed. Okay, now what happened, the evaporator, it is in the evaporator there is some tube bundle, and some by the help of some evaporative cooling. Okay, so in the evaporator the cooling is the heat is taken out. Now what happened in the absorber, whatever the solution, weak solution which is coming from the generator, okay, this weak solution is coming from the generator through this way you can see. Now again from the evaporator part, some low pressure vapor refrigerant, it is coming to the evaporator part. Now when it is coming into the contact of evaporator, absorber part, then when it is coming into contact the absorber part, what happened, the refrigerant is absorbed, and the refrigerant is converted into vapor refrigerant is converted into liquid refrigerant. Now this liquid refrigerant is pumped to the generator by the help of the solution pump through this heat exchanger. In the heat exchanger some heat is taken, okay, from the weak solution. In the heat exchanger you can see this is your heat exchanger, some heat is taken from the weak solution, and strong lithium bromide solution is placed in the generator. Now in the generator some heating coil is placed in the generator. So what happened, by the help of that heating coil the heat temperature is raised in the generator. So where this, when the temperature is raising, then what happened, the solution of lithium bromide solution, it is vaporized, and as a result we will see that lithium bromide is vaporized, and the in the weak solution like your water mixture, and little bit lithium bromide, this solution is coming back to the observer again through this heat exchanger, and that particular lithium bromide refrigerant, okay, so that it is converted into vapor, and it is coming to the from the generator, it is coming to the condenser pan where it is condensed, and by the condensation process it is condensed and changing its phase, that is your from vapor to liquid, and that part is again it is from the condenser, that part condensate your condensed refrigerant, it is coming to the evaporator part, where it is in the evaporator where the lower temperature region can be maintained. Okay, so this is the process, and we have seen only 2 shell is used whether instead of 4 shell, because the generator and the condenser it is operating in the same temperature, and sorry, operating in the same pressure, and absorber and evaporator it is also operated in a same pressure, so that is why it is taken in one shell. Okay, now in this figure it is also lithium bromide system is also shown, the evaporator to the absorber to heat exchanger, okay, heat exchanger to generator to condenser, and condenser to expansion valve, and from the expansion valve it is coming to the evaporator again, and some pressure reducing valve is it is taking some refrigerant from the generator and coming to the absorber. Okay, so this is the way the lithium bromide refrigerant system is working, and as a result we are getting this kind of and as a result we are getting refrigeration effect. Now the aqua ammonia absorption system, the advantage we can discuss. What is the advantage? It is feasible to separate refrigerant from absorbent, as water is more volatile compared to the lithium bromide. Okay, so the why it is feasible to separate refrigerant from the absorbent, as water is more volatile compared to the lithium bromide. So the water and lithium bromide is taken, why? Because the water is more volatile compared to the lithium bromide. Okay, so that is why it is taken as absorbent. Okay, now the operating pressure are low, so pumping cost is low. That means here the whatever the pressure it is needed to elevate or to move the water to the generator, it is very less. Okay, so that is why it is written that the operating pressure are low, so pumping cost is low. Okay, wall thickness advantage, another one advantage is the wall thickness of the system less compared to the VCRS. Okay, so we will see that the wall thickness of the system less compared to the vapor compression refrigerant system. And next is your water is as refrigerant is non-toxic, so can be directly used for sealed coil. Okay, we know that water as a refrigerant it is non-toxic, na, so that is why it can be directly chilled coil. Next point is your can be built up to 1 lakh ton capacity plant. Okay, so the capacity is very important here. Capacity is more, 1 lakh ton capacity plant can be built up. And last point is your operation and maintenance cost is very low. Okay, so we will see that operation and maintenance cost is very low. So these are the advantage of the vapor that means your aqua ammonia absorption system. Now let us discuss about the disadvantage of aqua ammonia absorption system. What are the disadvantages? The disadvantages are evaporation temperature must be kept above the freezing point of water, and hence the temperature of chilled water cannot be less than 5 degrees centigrade. Again, evaporation temperature must be kept above the freezing point of water. So what about the evaporative temperature, evaporation temperature? It should be taken above the freezing point of the water, and hence the temperature of chilled water cannot be less than 5 degrees centigrade. So we cannot minimize the temperature less than 5 degrees centigrade for in case of chilled water. So this is one disadvantage, one demerit you can say. And lithium bromide solution is corrosive. So you know that it is one kind of chemical properties, and it should not be corrosive or contaminated with any other things like food product and any other things. Okay, so the lithium bromide solution is lithium bromide solution is corrective, corrosive, and so inhibitors need to be added to the system to prevent the metal parts from the corrosion. So we have to add some inhibitors, okay, so that the system can prevent the metal parts from corrosion. So from corrosion the system is prevented. Okay, so this is the two disadvantages. I hope it is clear. Now let us discuss about the domestic electrolyte refrigeration system. So remember, in this lithium bromide absorption system, the lithium bromide is taken as absorber and the water is taken as refrigerant. Okay, so which you need to know, and by the help of this process a 1000 ton capacity plant can be built up. Okay, now let us discuss about the domestic Electrolux type refrigerator. So here what happened, one evaporator you can see, okay, then one absorber, one heat exchanger, one gas burner. Here is the generator to heat up the generator, gas burner we are using, rectifier we are using, condenser we are using. So remember there is not any kind of pump here, so there is not any use of pump. Okay, so what happened in domestic Electrolux refrigerator system? So here what happened, the from the condenser, the condensate refrigerant it is coming out. So the liquid ammonia is entering into the evaporator, that the liquid ammonia, and there is some hydrogen. So hydrogen and liquid ammonia mixture, it is coming to the absorber. Okay, so the hydrogen, why we are using this hydrogen? Because it is having some properties, the basic properties. The rate of evaporation will be increased when you are mixing hydrogen with ammonia. Okay, so in the evaporator, from the evaporator, whatever the mixture we are getting, that hydrogen and ammonia, it is coming to the absorber, and the strong solution from the absorber is taken to the generator, and the hydrogen gas, it is again sent back to the evaporator section. Okay, and the generator, in the generator what happened, the weak solution is coming back from the generator to the absorber, and the strong solution is taken in the generator, where by the help of gas burner in the generator heat is added. So as a result we are getting some strong refrigerant at the outlet of the generator, and what happened, it is coming to the rectifier, where the separation is taking place. That means the water is separated from the ammonia, and high temperature high pressure refrigerant lithium room your ammonia, it is again this refrigerant, it is taken to the condenser. Now in the condenser, condensation is taking place by the help of some water cooling process or any other thing. So here in the condenser it is condensed, and the liquid ammonia at the outlet of the condenser we are getting high pressure high temperature liquid ammonia, and this liquid ammonia is your high pressure low temperature liquid ammonia, and this liquid ammonia is your coming to the evaporator section. Again in the evaporator some heating, there will be some temperature rise. So again this latent heat is taken by the liquid ammonia, and with the help of the ammonia, hydrogen and ammonia mixture. Okay, so from the evaporator part the hydrogen and ammonia mixture is coming to the absorber. Again in the absorber it is absorbed, then sent back to the generator. Okay, like this, and the hydrogen it is coming returning back to the evaporator section. So this is how the domestic Electrolux type refrigerator is working. You can see in this figure, in the generator heating process is done, and in the absorber what happened, you can see from the evaporator to absorber, absorber to generator, generator to heat, heat to separator. Okay, so this is the condition: ammonia vapor, hydrogen, water and dissolved ammonia. Okay, so these are the things which you are taking, and ultimately what we are getting some refrigeration effect. But remember, there is not any kind of pump used here. Okay, we are not using any kind of pump. This is by the help of the gravity separation. Okay, we can use this refrigeration system. That is why it is it is your very slow process, I can say. And this domestic Electrolux refrigeration system is also called aqua ammonia refrigeration system, or three fluid system, or Munters Platin system. Okay, so Munters Platin system also it is called. So the von Platen, that the scientist, okay, he discovered this part. So I hope it is clear. So in this figure, in this diagram, the absorber and evaporator, same thing is given, how it is operating and what is the, and all the terminology it is given. P is the PC is equal to condenser pressure, PE is equal to evaporator pressure, is equal to partial pressure of H2 gas plus partial pressure of NH3. Strong solution is that it is means it is containing as much NH3 as possible, and weak solution means it is containing considerably less ammonia. Okay, so this is your process. Now advantage of three fluid system. What are the advantages? Advantage of three fluid system: silent operation. There is not any kind of noise creation, because we are not using any kind of pump or anything which is creating noise. So very silent operation, cost effective. Okay, very less investment is needed. Balanced pressure. Okay, so here by the help of the pressure gauge we can say that it is up to the mark, and the no need of valve. What do you mean by no need of valve? That means in case of that particular evaporator absorber, so there may be some valve, but we are not using any kind of valve. No lubrication problem, not using any kind of flow. That means your for smoothing the surfaces, we suddenly sometime we use lubrication. Okay, so no lubrication problem and less maintenance. Okay, comparatively any other reference system, it is the low maintenance cost is very low. Okay, so now the come to the comparison of VAR and VCR. So vapor absorption reference system and vapor absorption refrigeration system, and vapor compression reference system. we can compare. The first comparison is your work operated, and this is your heat operated. Very important point. Work operated and heat operated means work is, you know, that high grade energy, and it is vapor compression system. Generally it is used, here it is compressor is used. So compressor, condenser, expansion valve and evaporator, these are the four major components which we are using in case of compression system. So work, it is the compressor. Can I run this compressor by anything, that means without electrical power? So we cannot. So to run the compressor, electrical energy is needed. Electrical energy is taken in motor, and motor is given some shaft work. So as a result, we can see that the work operated, it is your work operated device, and the heat operated means your in the absorption system, any kind of heat, solar heater, like your flue gas, and from any kind of heat gas burner, we can use low grade energy, that is your heat energy. So remember, work is a high grade energy and the heat is the low grade energy. VCR, the vapor compression system, it is the COP is very high in case of vapor compression system, because the we are using the your compressor by the help of high grade energy. So COP, basically coefficient of performance, is high. So here in case of absorption system, low COP, and low COP currently the maximum 1.4. okay, so very low COP it is observed in case of absorption system. Next point is your performance. Performance very sensitive to evaporator temperature. So the performance means your COP and capacity, coefficient of performance and capacity, it is very sensitive to evaporator temperature, and the performance not very sensitive to the evaporator temperature. Okay, next is your point number 3. Point number 4. Point number 4 is the system COP reduces considerably at start leads. At part leads. So the system COP it is reduces at part loads. That means when the load is part load is given, then the system COP is reduces. But in case of absorption system, COP does not reduce significantly with load. Okay, we are not we cannot see any kind of thing like this. COP does not reduce significantly with load. Next point is your liquid at the exit of evaporator may damage compressor. So the liquid at the exit of the evaporator, it may damage compressor. You know that whatever the liquid you are using in the compressor, it may damage the compressor because of high pressure. Okay, but in case of absorption system, presence of liquid at evaporator exit is not a serious problem. Okay, performance is sensitive to evaporator superheat. Okay, what happened? The performance is sensitive in case of evaporator superheat. Okay, when we are superheating the evaporator. Now the here in case of absorption system, evaporator superheat is not very important. Okay, next point, many moving parts, because there we are using compressor, condenser, expansion valve, evaporator. But here in the vapor absorption system, in case of vapor absorption system, what we will observe, that the very few moving parts are there, because In case of compression system, we are using condenser, expansion valve, evaporator and compressor, but in case of vapor absorption system, we are using a solution pump. Okay, so the moving part only we are using solution pump, not compressor, and rest of the thing there is not any kind of moving parts. Okay, so very less moving parts we can observe here. Regular maintenance required, because the moving part is comparatively more than the absorption system, so that is why regular maintenance is required to to reduce the fault, mechanical fault. Okay, next is your very low maintenance required here. Obviously there is not any kind of maintenance, and there should not be any frequent maintenance because moving part is less, and the higher noise and vibration will be seen here because we are using compressor. And we will observe in your home, you have seen in your fridge there is a compressor, and that compressor is always producing some noise. Okay, so higher noise and vibration we will observe, and in case of absorption system less noise and vibration will observe. Next is your small system are compact and large system are bulky. Okay, so if it is a small system then it is compact, but it is large, if it is large then it is bulky. Now the next is your small system are bulky and large system are compact. It is just reverse. Okay, next is your economical, it is a reverse. Next is your economical when electricity is available. If the electricity is available, then you can say it is your economical. Now the economical, if in case of absorption system, it is economical where low cost fuel or waste heat is available. So in the power plant, some flue gas you can use, which is coming to the chimney. Okay, and it is exhaust gas. Okay, so there is not any use of this exhaust gas, so this gas is taken for this flue gas is taken for heating purpose, so that there will not be any kind of energy needed, so the waste energy is taken, will be taken, and we can produce some what economical, your COP, it will be high, and also without any kind of input, energy input. Okay, costly energy input, we can get some refrigeration effect. So this is the comparison between VARS and VCRS. I hope it is clear. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. And remember the working principle is very important. This diagram, how it is operated, how the domestic electrical reference system is working, that should be very clear, and this diagram is needed. And when you are showing this diagram, the arrow sign is very important, because without arrow sign it is meaningless, that where the particular substance or refrigerant or absorbent it is coming, and where it is entering, where it is coming out. Okay, so this part is very important. And the one more important thing here, this shell, the question can be asked that why we are using 2 shell instead of 4 shell. So the answer should be that in the same pressure we are using the evaporator and absorber, and in the same pressure we are using condenser and your generator. So this is all about the absorption system. Next class we will be discussing the components of the refrigeration components. What is the function of compressor, evaporator, expansion valve, okay, condenser, that will be discussed today. Up to this, thank you for listening. Jai Hind.